All right, good afternoon, guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the chart much today, and I don't have a lot of time right now. But I'm going to go through this because I want to, just get a look at it, get some study in. So we'll try and go through it quickly. I'll try and pick out if I see something along here. But from the start, I did believe this to be the lows of the day due to the midline. And how it matched up right here on these two touches. So you can see we got a touch right here and it catapulted up. So I do believe that's accurate. I think it's just a range day. And we'll take a look at these, or these prices, I should say. So these were the overnight lows. And I haven't looked at any of this. So 5 o'clock comes right here, or well, somewhere in here, but we get this set up, and unfortunately, that actually looks like a second entry long. So I'm going to mark this as aggressive because technically this is a new high and you got a first entry, second entry. But I don't typically, I don't know, man. After this double bottom, that's pretty, I like that. I like this trade, but I'm going to mark it green. It's just that I don't, when they're flip-flopping on both sides of the EMA like that, it's tough to call this a second entry, but given the context and with room to these highs, it looks like, I think that's pretty safe. 34.75. Yeah. So you got room to scalp out to those highs. I like that personally. And we get this double test right here before flying on down here. You get a first entry, second entry. It doesn't trigger, unfortunately. So I probably have it drawn like that. So when we break out, we don't get a breakout pullback or anything. Because I'm not going to take this. After these inside bars and congestion, I'm not going to take that. First entry. Failure comes right here. That's just too far from the EMA, but that's a really nice move down. First entry, second entry, it's an inside bar. You can't take that. Third entry, if this one ticked higher, you might consider this a second entry short. So I'm going to mark this green, but we already have a new low in place. I mean, this, you might argue this is a double bottom, but it doesn't look exactly like a double bottom. So I would say that's a little advanced. Looks like we're going to get, no failure. The failure comes right here, and that's too far away. All right, first entry, second entry. This just looks like one leg up. This is, so you're going short at this measured move, which you definitely could have had because of these lows. You're going short right there. This kind of looks like one leg. I mean, this looks like it does look like one leg a break and another leg up, but you're going into that EMA too. I don't think you want to take that. This is so congestive. It's at these lows. I don't think you can take any of these. This is clearly a channel up right here, but with that new low in place, you might be thinking that we're trending down. So I don't know about any longs here, especially this failure is going into the EMA. Overshoot leads to a break. Then we get this big move up. First entry, second entry. Do we get a failure right here? We do. But that's just so congestive. Look at all those dojis. I don't think I should even mark that. Yeah, that's way too congestive. And I mean, this looks like this is where the actual failure occurred right here. But it doesn't set up according to our rules. First entry, second entry, and I was watching right here. Why? And I forget why I wasn't. I feel like I might have been. I'm not sure. But I was watching right here, and this one didn't set up above the EMA, so I didn't take it, which I don't think is the wrong attitude to have. You can see we test the opening price, come back, test it again. We chop up, test it again. I don't think we made a new high here. And that's what I was waiting for, was a new high, and I think we just matched. Oh no, we came like a tick short. So you get a first entry, failed second entry, long. That's a I went long here, so I got trapped right there. I was just being eager. I think we ended up making a new high over here. So I mean, that's Mac was talking about this last night. It's timing. I wasn't even, and you want to pay attention to your feelings. I was feeling so eager, and I recognize that. And I took this trade without even having this short-term trend channel drawn. And so this isn't off that trend channel. So anyway, you get a failure right here. You might consider that. That's, I don't know, that seems a little aggressive, because I have these lows, so you're going short into that. I don't think you want to do that. So is this, so notice if you took this second entry long, you would have been safe because it didn't tick higher. First entry, I think this is a failure, but it's below the EMA. You can see some congestion right here. Really, it's just an inside bar of all that. It's an inside bar. So unfortunately, no second entry long setups here. But we get this leg up, form this range, and finally you get something. I don't know if I liked anything that well. Yeah, so I don't see a lot in here that I like. This is all the way at 7:53, hour and a half after open, and you get a second entry long with trend. Beautiful setup. And it's like a double test of that price level. So you got to take that. And that forms this channel up. Really, I mean, I have this trend drawn, but it really might just be two legs up. This is second entry, but it's aggressive because it looks like one leg down. It would have gotten you a scalp, and that's it. And you know what? This right here, I'm seeing this is a failure. And oh wait, no, the failure would come right here. So I don't think you can take this. This is congestive near this range that I had, so I don't like this. You get it. Overshoot leads to a break. New low, first entry. Failure comes right here, and that's off the channel, but that's pretty far from the EMA. But you do get a double test right here. So I had this marked as green, but with room to the highs, I'm going to mark that blue. Because I marked it green because I saw it as a second entry. Well, I guess no, technically it still is a first entry, but this is a double test. I think that's a good one right there. It's with trend. We're making new highs. Room to these highs. Yeah, so then we come up here and you get a lower high. You might consider that. It's aggressive, but it's at the overnight highs, so I figured you could get a scalp right there. And you get a double top. Is that how I was looking at that? Double top, first entry, failed second entry. I think if you go on that engulfing bar, I think that's a good entry. And if you're not looking at that as a double top, it's a first entry, failed second entry. It triggers below this bar. This is your signal bar. Okay, so I like that. It's off the trend channel. So I didn't draw anything here, but you can see that's channel down. And we're just going crazy back and forth, all this back and forth stuff. This kind of looks like a second entry short right here. double bottom, first entry, second entry. And with room back to the EMA, you might consider that. All right, I had to take like a 2-hour break just because of some time constraints at work, but I want to say I was right in this area. So, I mean, we break up, we make this like double bottom here, maybe like a triple bottom here, and we break up into this congestion, and really it turns out to be just support at the opening price. And so it's just really tough, choppy trading here. You know, we break up, so you could make the argument when we come back here to take that. I mean, it looks like a quadruple test, but you wouldn't have this trend line. It's below the EMA. I think when it comes back here, though, yeah, actually, you know what? I feel like I shouldn't mark this one, but I do like this. We got higher lows, and this one looks like it might have room back to the EMA. So I like this one. You get a higher low here. It's like a breakout pullback. And so this is a break, and looks like 2 legs up to a new high before it reverses. And you get a first entry, failed second entry. Unfortunately, not the greatest setup. And this lower high and next lower high, those look pretty good, but they're far from the EMA. Now we overshoot what could have been a channel. Not sure if it is, and that leads to a break. And so you get this second entry. I mean, I'd probably take that, and that looks like it got you a scalp, but it came right back and stopped you out. And it's just really choppy, 23.50. So yeah, you get a scalp, and it looks like a good setup to me. I like it very much. And my computer fell asleep right here, which usually doesn't happen because I usually have it plugged into the charger. So I'm not sure what happened here, but I don't think this is accurate. And then this actually looks like it's off of the trend channel. Yeah, but there's no setup there, so we come down here, first entry, second entry, and it doesn't even trigger. This is a good setup. Oh, and never mind, it's not even a new high anyway, but it doesn't trigger. Here you get a first entry, failed second entry long. I like that. It doesn't quite touch the EMA, so that's a little frustrating. But I like that, and it gets you a scalp. And again, you just get a scalp out of this. But you get a second entry, and that gives you a little more movement right here. First entry, you can see it goes higher and then breaks lower again. Ooh, and this is actually looking pretty good. So we're near the overnight, or what I consider is the lows of the range. And we get this double test. It's actually a triple test. You see we make this low. It actually goes a little lower here. Then it makes a higher low and then bounces here. This, if you have room back to the EMA, I would definitely consider that. 88. Yeah. Looks like you have just enough room, so it's not a higher low though. It's a new low. And so that's reason to be nervous in itself. That would have been a good move, but nothing in here. First entry, and you get a second entry off the trend channel, and look how terrible that signal bar is. So, and the lower high is no better. And then the failure comes here. But what I didn't like about the failure is you're going right into this. So, yeah, there are reasons to take this, but there are also reasons to be nervous. You're going into that strong area of support. And we come down here and test the overnight lows actually 3 times. So again, this is similar to this. And you might take that, but we're making lower lows. So I don't know. I don't know about that. You get a failure right here, but that's too far from the EMA. And that brings us to 12 o'clock. So I personally, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good trades. So I personally thought this was a very tough day. So hope everyone has a good weekend. If you're celebrating Mother's Day, have a great Mother's Day. If any mothers watch this, God bless you. And have a good weekend. I'll be back next week.